Hello and welcome back to I Create For You. We're doing another story in the Lighthouse Ghosts and Legends by Nina Kostopoulos. This one is Fairport Harbor Light, Fairport Harbor, Ohio. The story is The Light That Doesn't Look Haunted. After the story, I will try to sketch the ghost, or one of the ghosts, or however many. The Fairport Harbor Light isn't like most haunted places. Its furnishings are not covered in dust. The stairwells don't creak with age. Cold drafts don't shift through the room. The corridors don't howl when the wind slips through window cracks. No, the Fairport Harbor Light has been sufficiently restored. It was a lighthouse of the past. It is in its dilapidated state that looked haunted. At one time, raising it seemed the best thing to do. However, the people of Fairport realized how much they valued the old lighthouse. It had become a beacon of safety, a symbol of the past, and a historical marker. The citizens of Fairport Harbor banded together and asked that the government turn the lighthouse over to them for 5 years. The government agreed, on condition that the town raise funds for the building's restoration, as well as find a use for it. Otherwise, they warned, the structure would be demolished. The Fairport Harbor Historical Society succeeded in raising sufficient funds to refurbish the lighthouse, and in 1946 opened its doors to the public. The restored site became the first marine museum in Ohio and the first lighthouse museum on the Great Lakes. Today, about 50 volunteers maintain the lighthouse and run the museum. In the early 19th century, before Fairport Harbor, then called Grandin, had developed as a port town, traffic began to increase in the harbor. Shortly, the need for a lighthouse arose. Several contractors bid on the project, but the contract was ultimately awarded to Jonathan Goldsmith and Hiram Wood and their bid of $2,900. They completed the tower and the keeper's house in 1825, but a dispute erupted over the cellar that was to be built beneath the keeper's dwelling. Goldsmith claimed that the cellar had never been a part of the bargain. He agreed to build the addition for an extra $174.30. The collector of customs in Cleveland, who was overseeing the project, had no choice but to accept this sum. Hiring a new contractor would prove even more costly. The lighthouse was finally finished and activated by the fall of that same year. 10 years later, however, the foundation beneath Goldsmith's expensive lighthouse had settled so much that a hefty sum of money was needed to restore what had only recently been built. Again, the collector of customs was forced to come up with a sum of money that had not been accounted for in the original budget. Ironically, 6 years later, Jonathan Goldsmith applied for the position of lighthouse keeper. Not surprisingly, the collector of customs flatly refused him. He wanted nothing whatsoever to do with the man. Problems with the Goldsmith-designed tower continued to trouble Fairport Harbor until the winter of 1869. By then, it had fallen into such ill repair that a temporary tower had to be erected so that the original could be torn down. The new contractors were given a budget of $30,000 to work with. However, after the foundation and 29 courses had been laid, they experienced a setback. Funds were suspended, and work was delayed indefinitely, leaving the unfinished tower exposed to the elements. By the time the construction resumed, another $10,000 was needed to repair damage done by the weather. On August 11, 1871, the light was finally activated, and the harbor was officially rid of Jonathan Goldsmith's legacy. Captain Joseph Babcock was the next to the last of 17 keepers in Fairport Harbor. He served the newer light from 1871 to 1919, thus for a total of 48 years. He and his family worked together to man the lighthouse. In fact, one of his sons, Daniel, served as his assistant from 1901 to 1919. and eventually took over the duties of chief housekeeper from 1919 to 1925. Sadly, another son, Robbie, never had the opportunity. Young Robbie, who had been born in the lighthouse, died of smallpox at age 5. Today, some believe that his ghost haunts the downstairs rooms. Staff members note a cold air and a foul odor. They've also described a feeling of pervasive sense of dread in this area of the lighthouse. They've experienced altogether different phenomena in other areas. Evidence suggests that Robbie is not the only spirit to haunt the Fairport Harbor Light. While in the lighthouse, Mrs. Babcock also became extremely ill and was ordered to remain in bed until she recovered. Confined to her bedroom, her only source of entertainment was a litter of several small kittens that played about her bedside and kept her company. Mrs. Babcock favored one of the kittens in particular, the gray one. From her bed, she tossed a ball to it, and the kitten fetched it for her. The playful pet enlivened many a long afternoon for Mrs. Babcock in her upper level room, and apparently its game continues. Museum keepers and curators claim to see the ghost of the gray kitten scurrying about the floor as if in pursuit of something. Of course, as with any ghost story, there are skeptics, but recently they were dealt a blow when the workers installing air conditioning vents came upon the remains of a gray cat in the crawl space. Its mummified body is said to be kept in the Lighthouse Museum. Much about the Fairport Harbor Lighthouse has changed over the years. Above all, it's gone from looking haunted to looking picturesque. But don't be fooled. There are some things that even renovations and a few coats of paint can't change. The Fairport Marine Museum, located in the downstairs of the old keeper's house, overlooks Fairport Harbor Lakefront Park. The lighthouse and museum are open Memorial Day through Labor Day. Group tours are available by appointment. The tower is open for climbing and provides visitors with spectacular views of the lake. And it gives you contact information. So, sounds like one of the ghosts is a little cat, a little gray cat. So, this picture might be a little bit better than the last one. Hold on one moment. Okay, I'm going to just do, what I'm going to just do is just the face of a kitty, and hope that it looks good for you. I'm not too bad with animals, so I'm going to do the eyeball. There's one eyeball. Here's the nose. Let's see. Get this. Sorry, that lighting change was my TV. Instead of turning it off, I put it on pause. kitty cat's nose. Get the other. I think my nose might be a little wide. I'm going to redo. Sorry for the shaking. Oh, this isn't very easy to erase once I do it so hard. Let's see. Yeah, for some reason I like doing animals better than people. If I have more time and to do it, I can somewhat make it look better, but sorry for this. That I don't like to hold you guys up. That eye looks funky, doesn't it? Oh, we're gonna go with it for now. Okay. And I'm gonna work on the nose again. See what I can come up with here. It looks better. It's not as broad. Don't really have that broad of a nose, so that one works better for me. This will look better once I shade it out. So, okay, let's see if we can get this looking a little better. Now, you probably can't see some of the stuff that I'm doing, but it's just a lot of shading. So, it's going to be alright once I get it going here. Even all gray kitty. His name's Cinder, and he's a long-haired cat. Such a handsome guy, too. I tell him every day how handsome he is. I think he knows it, too. Bugger. Then I had to tell my two little girlies that they're pretty girls, pretty kitties. which they are. But that was so cute that this kitten would return the ball for that lady who was bedridden. I'm glad we got back to a nicer ghost. The last one seemed a bit annoyed with people. Wonder if that lady in that story actually just married her man because she knew that she was going to be able to be in the lighthouse. Let's see what else we can do here. I'm going to get this done here, and then I'm going to wonder if the cat had been full grown when they found it. It said cat, but it didn't distinguish whether or not it was a kitten or still or a full-grown cat. Sad that it passed away there in a crawl space. Told you it would look a little better once I did the shading in it too. And that's our kitty cat face. It came together quite nicely. I don't know if I want to do the ears or not. I'll just pretend it's a ghost face. Kitty cat ghost face. Ghost eyes. Okay, there's the kitty cat ghost face. Poor little thing gets stuck in the crawl space. There you go. Okay, thanks for stopping by for another story. Hope you enjoyed this one. It was a little bit different. They mixed in an animal this time. So, well, we did have one that was rang the bell a little bit ago, but okay. Thank you. Please give a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. We have a few more stories to go. Then we're going to just keep going into different ghost story books. I'd like to get one with trains, like I said before. That would be a good one. So, hopefully I can find one like that, because I'd like to know more about those kind of ghost stories. And so this concludes this one, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye for now.